A parade is a very old kind of theater. You know, you have your performers who are marching down the street, you have your audience on the outside. For the Ashkenaz Parade, part of what we want to do is to create theater that engages people who don't usually come in contact with theater. And a setting like this is just perfect.
Some people think of a parade as just being a group of people marching down the street. I think we really see this as a work of art. It's where the community comes together. It's where we celebrate the roots of the Jewish community in Toronto. It's not just a string of floats that have little meaning. This is very grounded in a culture.
We're going to be there with a truckload of hats, flags, and vests, and we're going to hand them out to people. Anybody who shows up will then be given something. And then when the parade happens, you know, you march down the street together and it's like a big family.
Although it's one day of celebration, it's a month of people connecting with each other and with the life of, you know, the Yiddish culture.
The stuff on this table is large puppets for the Ashkenaz Parade. These masked characters are Jews who've had a big influence on the world in the 20th century. This is a mask of a youngish Sigmund Freud. We're making enough items here to accommodate up as high as 1,000 people, 1,500 people possibly. We're making a lot of hats that relate to Yiddish culture. Menorah hats, chickens that people can wear on their heads. There'll be flags and vests. Making these masks, you go from covering it in paper mache to painting it, and it's all very labor intensive. So this process is geared towards community building. We're working at the Bloor JCC, and we've invited anybody who's interested to come in and help us work. And that fits in with the spirit of the parade too. People come back day after day. You find out about their families, their history, what they've been through, where they've come from.
We had one woman come here to volunteer, and I said I wanted some place names. I said, you know, well, like the shtetls, the places in Poland that people came from. And she started painting these names, and by the end she was almost in tears. It was a very moving activity for her because it connected her in so deeply with where people have come from and how some of these places, in a sense, don't exist for Jews anymore. So it hits people very deeply, and that's really what we want to do, is build community, build an awareness of the Yiddish culture as it was and as it's being revived.
You know, people who lived through the Holocaust, you know, people who are survivors, have very strong feelings about their culture. And I think it's taken people a long time to come back to it without the sense of sorrow and pain and you know, guilt. The children of the survivors, if they're second generation or third generation immigrants from Poland or Czechoslovakia or the Soviet Union or whatever, they're also working very hard to discover about their roots, trying to figure out their parents and trying to figure out their culture and trying to figure out, you know, the language. So in a way, yeah, we're all just sort of discovering this stuff together. It's very neat, you know.
As the parade reaches the end of Kensington Market, a Naya Welt angel will be coming out of the Anshe Minska synagogue.
Horns will sound, and there'll be kind of a call and response in the parade. And then the puppet will fly out of the old synagogue, fly down the steps, inspire everybody, and take its place at the first of the parade, which will give everybody the energy and spirit needed to walk the 2 miles down Spadina, down to Harbourfront. Predominantly, it'll be a Jewish parade, but everybody's welcome to participate in it. There can be the different cultures that are in Toronto. You know, Italians, Portuguese, Trinidadians, Jamaicans, I mean, Toronto's a fabulous place. You can experience almost the whole world without leaving the city.
We were just walking, moved to go show our son Kensington Market. And we say, what's this? You know, and here we are, we're in the parade.
It's like a rebirth of a culture that had almost died out. It's really nice to see.
It's fabulous! It's a great parade, celebrating the Jewish spirit, the Jewish soul.
Fantastic, it's wonderful.
We're having a great time, lots of dancing.
Yeah!
Thought that Jewish culture had died in the concentration camps of World War II. And I'm discovering in this festival the existence of this whole vibrant Jewish culture that I had no idea the extent of it. You know, it's an eye-opening experience.